Hi there. I just wanted to do a quick video. I was going to walk, well, I did. I had to walk around a graveyard and I was looking for something in particular. I was going to do a video, sort of telling a story, um, and I couldn't really find what I was looking for, and we were kind of short on time. But I did get a few good shots, which I'm going to include at the end. But this place in particular that I went to, I wanted to explain a bit about it because I was originally put onto a story. It was by my mother. She likes paranormal exploration, things like that. She likes it too. Um, so she shared it with me. And there's actually a YouTube video by another YouTuber that tells a very interesting story, and that kind of put me onto this, what I was looking for, and I was instantly transfixed by this particular thing because it was one of those stories that kind of stays with you. So, I wanted to share it with you because it's very interesting and it really hit close to home because it involves Chaplainly Frith, where I come from. So, the story involved a woman called Hannah Furniss, with an I, so Furniss. I don't know that much about her early life, but I think she lived with her mother, her father, and her sister. Um, and she was very happy, a very happy person. And then I'm not quite sure what the ins and outs of it was. She lost both of her parents, and her sister got married and moved. I think it was across country. Um, so Hannah was completely on her own. And she ended up becoming quite reclusive. She kept herself to herself. She moved into a tiny hut and it was completely dilapidated. She used to stuff rags in the holes in the windows to try and keep out drafts, bad weather. And she wore it was like a mishmash of every era she'd seen. So she wore a cowl, which was very outdated. She actually wore men's boots as well. Um, and she wore a very bright pair of tights. Um, it had lots of downs all the way through, from what she could find, what she could pick up. And she didn't really leave her little hut, which was on the hills, and people didn't see very much. And when they did, they would always whisper and have things to say about her. And it must have been awful because they didn't know her. She only stepped out to go to church, and she used to have like a black Bible with her that she used to have a lot. And then this one particular day, the photographer actually came upon her and he asked her could he take some pictures of her because she was such a striking figure. So he'd take pictures of her with her hut behind her. And he took the time to actually get to know Hannah, and it was completely not what people would think. She was a happy person. She used to let the wildlife that she lived around actually into a house so she could feed them, and just things like that. She wore tights because the bright, happy colours made her feel good, and she saw the hills as hers, which was really, really nice, because when you live on your own like that, you don't always feel like things belong to you, or you go to the other extreme and feel like it only belongs to you. And I don't think she was the kind of person that would take possessiveness in a bad way, but yeah, she just looked out for the hills, and it came to pass that she passed on, I believe, 1905, and she's actually buried in a graveyard in Chapel on Frith, which was where I went. And I was unfortunately unable to find a grave, but the story struck me because it's one of those things that, it's very cheesy, but when people say don't judge a book by its cover, that's exactly the situation it would mean. Because she had extremely weathered skin, she hardly smiled, but she was an extremely positive person. It's just she didn't show that to anyone. And that photographer took the time to find out about that person instead of just taking pictures and just leaving it. He found the person that was actually inside, and that she was a good person. So yeah, we went to the graveyard. Sorry. Unfortunately, I couldn't find the grave at that point. I'll have to go back when I have a bit more time to, examine. And it's just something that stuck with me, and I wanted to share it because it's a beautiful story. It's sad, it's happy at the same time, and it makes you learn a lesson. So I'm gonna show the walking around that I did get. It's not very long, but it was a lovely place.